it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the topic of how to trust again after experiencing narcissistic or psychopathic abuse. I receive a number of comments stating that after enduring narcissistic or psychopathic abuse, that it's very difficult for people to learn to trust themselves again. It's difficult to trust others. They find it difficult to believe in humanity anymore. They feel that they had been so victimized that they really do not feel comfortable engaging in a lot of other social activities. So they experience a sense of withdrawal, wanting to become kind of isolated. They feel that they have developed a negativistic view of the world and don't want to talk to anybody anymore. This is a very common feeling after being victimized by a narcissist, because the abuse is really on so many levels that it really gets a person at their core, where they feel so shocked, so surprised, so stunned, and so betrayed, and so violated that it takes really a number of months, if not years, to kind of recover a sense of normalcy, a sense of being okay, after processing through what went on, and what did I do wrong, and why me, and then all the questions, the recovery of finances, the recovery of property, the recovery of one's social circle, one's identity. People have been perhaps engaged or married in this abusive sort of, relationship for a number of years, and it's hard to reestablish connection, reestablish interests, reestablish a sense of, trust within themselves and trust in other people. So they tend to really become very angry, negativistic, pessimistic, and do not really have a sense of self-trust. I've heard people say, I just can't trust myself anymore, or I can't trust people anymore. I'm going to go through life all by myself, and I definitely want to help you through that here on this channel. That is absolutely the goal. So let's look at the first one. I can't trust myself anymore. So this is a typical statement after someone who had been so misled, so deceived, so duped by a narcissist that they feel like that there's something internally wrong with them. I am internally flawed. I messed up so badly. I can never ever repair through this. I can't trust myself anymore. I don't know who's who, what's what. So rather than beating oneself up and making those sort of absolute statements, what I would recommend here is a way for you to understand that you actually do have an internal guiding system. You do have a method and ability to be able to trust yourself. And that, which maybe you have shut down or shut out, has been with you all a while. So I want to encourage you to engage in this, and for you to understand that this, gut feeling is still active and still present and aware with you, and it is on your side. And perhaps, this inner voice was with you in the beginning of that relationship, which maybe you had maybe not paid attention to. Either way, water on the bridge. We're working now in the present and moving forward. So rather than saying, I can no longer trust myself, begin to make more positive, affirmative statements, such as, I'm now becoming a better judge of people. I am now a better experience, so I am able to determine who is within my best interest and who is not. I am now learning to identify new types of people and who I wish to engage with and who I do not wish to engage with. I am now becoming an expert at understanding people. And now I know who to let in and who not to let in. These are the sort of affirmation statements, affirmative statements that you need to declare and you need to make for yourself. Rather than berating yourself and saying, I can never trust, you're just disempowering yourself. You're just basically giving up. That is not the solution. The solution is to say that I have learned a lesson. In fact, one of the components of the Recovery Notebook I discuss is the lessons learned page. So you actually want to get good at your lessons learned, so you can actually learn them and then not continue to repeat them moving forward. So in other words, what are my lessons learned? I'm no longer gonna, take care of X, Y, and Z people who take advantage of me. I'm no longer putting other people first before my needs. I'm no longer ignoring my viewpoint in conversations. I deserve to be heard. I'm no longer allowing myself to be exhausted by the needs of others. I now need to take care of myself, and I now give myself permission to take care of myself. I'm no longer sacrificing my interests for all the developmental needs of others. I now give myself permission to follow my own interests and encourage myself to enjoy time and experience newfound emotions such as joy and awe and peace and relaxation. And it's now okay and safe for me to do this. I now surround myself with peace and good feelings versus chaos and abuse. These are all sorts of affirmative statements that can really help you sort things out. It's very powerful and can really help you get to the other side of the abuse. And learning to trust yourself, is something you can affirm and continue and give yourself opportunity to trust yourself. In other words, look at all the responsible decisions that you've made. Look at all the steps you have made in positive directions and give yourself credit where credit is due rather than being blind to it. And then lastly, and I'm going to do more expansive videos on this, but the feeling that you can't trust others. Realize that there are people who will take advantage of others, who will scheme, scam, con, manipulate, exploit, and take advantage. And now learn to draw those boundaries. So number one, definitely I would recommend is having the boundaries and really get to know people before letting them in, before confiding in them, and also be aware of that now that you have learned through this, consider it a source of wisdom, and that now you have a sense of wisdom about you now, and that you are better able to identify the people who manipulate and take advantage of and abuse, and then other people, the good people who aren't abusive. There are good people out there who are not abusive, and they're going to have specific qualities, including empathy and a heart, and they are interested in you and how you are doing, so they give you space and balance in the communication and in the conversation and in the relationship. Peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.